Alright, Shalom. I'd like to say all praises due to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Alright, double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to all you brothers teaching in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe, underneath the standard and the banner of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Alright, and I just wanted to do a little sit down on the coming plagues, alright, on the earth, and just showing various ways that they're going to the Lord is going to start visiting this place with these great plagues and pestilence once again. All right, and one of the ways that Esau Edom has tried to explain is through the Arctic ice caps melting. Okay, and we know that it's the hand of the Heavenly Father, because great judgment is about to happen in the earth. And this will be the way that he starts to institute these great plagues that is spoken of in the scriptures. Alright, so I'm gonna let this video play for a hot second. It's only 3 minutes 25 seconds, and it's gonna give a brief synopsis of what happens, okay, when these plagues starts to show their faces again. All right, so
in December 2016, a remote community in Siberia experienced a mysterious outbreak. 90 people were hospitalized and a 12-year-old boy died. Soon, Russian officials identified what had killed him: the deadly infectious disease anthrax. The outbreak had started among reindeer. To contain the spread, they burned over 2,000 reindeer carcasses. The strange thing was, there hadn't been an anthrax outbreak in the area for more than 70 years. So, to figure out where it came from, scientists started looking underground. In the coldest parts of the world, there's a layer of the earth that stays frozen all year. Every summer, the soil above it thaws, but this deeper layer stays hard as rock. This is permafrost. Most permafrost is here, in the northern hemisphere around the Arctic. And because it never thaws, permafrost acts kind of like the freezer in your kitchen. When plants and animals here die, they don't actually decompose. Instead, they become preserved in the frozen earth like a time capsule. And it's been that way for thousands of years. But that's changing. Today, humans are burning carbon and making the atmosphere warmer. And that's causing the permafrost to thaw and shrink. By 2100, only these areas will still have any permafrost. And that's causing some problems. When permafrost melts, the land above it becomes unstable, which can lead to landslides. Man-made structures start to fall apart as the ground underneath them collapses. And dead plants and animals that had been frozen for years are starting to thaw out. As they're exposed to air and bacteria, this organic material starts to decompose. That releases greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane. But that's not all it releases. In Siberia, scientists think that the anthrax outbreak came from a long-dead reindeer carcass that thawed out along with the permafrost. Anthrax spores from the carcass would have spread across the area and infected reindeer grazing nearby. And it's not just anthrax. Scientists worry that as permafrost melts, it could unearth all sorts of diseases we thought we had under control. 35 million people live around permafrost. But the carbon released as permafrost melts will accelerate the impacts of climate change everywhere: rising seas, heat waves, droughts in some places, and floods in others. And now we can add one more thing to that list: diseases we thought we conquered.
So that's a brief synopsis of, things to come. All right, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, judgment on this place, man. Okay, so I'm gonna go here, and what you see on the screen right here happened in November 14th, 2019. It says there's an outbreak of the Black Death plague in China. The plague is not the most terrifying part. What's even scarier is the information not being made public. Okay, and I'm just gonna read a brief part of this, or maybe the whole thing. It's not really that long. It says doctors in China have diagnosed 2 people with the pneumonic plague. The nation's state-run news agency, Xinhua News, confirmed on Tuesday both patients hail from China's Inner Mongolia region and have received proper treatment for their conditions at medical institutions in China's Shenyang district. Xinhua wrote on Thursday that Beijing Municipal Health Commission said that one of the patients is now in stable condition, while the other is in critical condition, but their health has not deteriorated. The plague, also known as the Black Death, comes in 3 forms: bubonic, septicemic, I can't even say that word, brother, septicemic, and pneumonic, which each targeting different parts of the body. It's best known for killing tens of millions of people in medieval Europe, but occasionally still crops up. The pneumonic plague is the most serious form of the infectious disease, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. It targets the lungs and is the only form that can spread between people through infected air droplets or contaminated clothing and objects. If left untreated, it is always fatal. Okay. The Chinese Center for Disease Control, the Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention, wrote on social media platform Weibo on Wednesday that the likelihood of the disease spreading beyond the 2 patients is extremely low, according to New York Times report. The report also points out that that's Li Jifeng, a doctor at the hospital that treated the patients, wrote on social media platform WeChat that the patients first sought treatment on November 3rd, more than a week before officials confirmed the plague diagnosis. In the post, which has since been deleted, Lee claimed that one of the patients had experienced a fever and difficulty breathing for 10 days before seeking treatments, meaning there's no telling how far the infections may have spread before the public was warned of the outbreak. The plague is not the most terrifying part, one person wrote on Weibo. The NYT reported, what's even scarier is the information not being made public. Okay, so there you have it. It only takes a couple of people not reporting their symptoms and then going around and spreading it far in there. Okay, and like it says in the scriptures, that's the judgment of the Most High, man, kicking off. All right, and best believe it's going to be more more outbreaks than a little bit. Okay, let me get this real quick. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 46. It says, "And thou, Asia, that are partakers of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her persons." Okay, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. Okay, so now you have Asia, which that outbreak struck in Asia and China. Okay, now because they're taking on some of the characteristics of Babylon the Great. Okay, now they're being struck by their first signs of plague. Okay, and that wasn't the first outbreak of pneumonic plague. It was one incident when somebody ate a rodent over there. What do they call it? A martyr cat or something like that. A big rat, man. Okay, you can look that up in the media. Okay, because that was the first 2 outbreaks, and I believe that was somewhere in the midsummer or before the summer started, April, something like that. But just because they're partaking in the philosophies and doing the things that America has done to get on top, okay, now they're about to be stricken with all types of pestilence and diseases. All right, thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions, therefore saith the power, which is Yahweh. Okay, and that's what they're doing. They followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions, therefore saith the power, Yahweh. Okay, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste the houses with destruction and death. You know, it even goes as far as to show, you know, the decline of their little civilization over there, man. Okay. Okay, they economic resources are outreaching right now, but in a while, man, it's gonna be poverty for them, and it was for a long time, man. Okay. It says famine, sword, and pestilence. All right. What you got going on over there now is these riots in the street. Okay. Which brings death and widowhood. Okay. And now they add into the pestilence with these plagues coming to waste the houses with destruction and death. Okay. And that's what you're seeing going on over there in this day right now in China, which is a part of Asia. Okay, you get one more and then I'm gonna close it out. All right, this is 2nd Ezra 16 and 39. All right, I'll start at 35. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Okay. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh, and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child comes forth, they slack not a moment. Okay, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. Okay, so when this thing starts to happen, when these plagues start to come forth, man. Okay, just like you seen in the video that I displayed. Okay, it's like a birth plane, man. Back in April, 2 people. Now in November, 2 more people. Okay, so the plagues are not the plagues won't be slack, man, to come upon the earth. And just like you seen in the video, as long as those Arctic caps, the permafrost melts, the more and more these great plagues are gonna show back up upon the earth, man. Start killing in the thousands and millions like they did before. Okay. So I just wanted to bring that out, because it's a realization, man, and it's definitely going down. Okay. You know. I'm just looking for to leave you with this. Okay. Some good diseases, not good diseases, but some deadly diseases are going to be brought forth out of this. All right. And there you have it. Spanish flu, bubonic plague, and smallpox. Okay. These are the ones that are most feared by scientists when they start rearing their heads again. Okay. And this is what the Lord is talking about, man. This is what he's going to unleash upon the earth again. Okay. Let me leave you with this too also. Let me find this scripture. Because the men of the Lord have nothing to worry about in that day. But the people of the earth, okay, people that's not in the light, so to speak, of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man, it's going to be death all around. Okay. This is Psalms 91:10. Okay. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all the ways of thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash the foot against a stone. So to the men of the Lord, man, all right, this is what the Lord promises us, man. While we see people falling dead all around you, okay, and I believe it's in the same chapter. Let me go back. It says 1,000 of them shall fall. Salaki. Sorry, I'm looking for this last one. Oh, it was up. It was up 7. Slocky. Start at Psalm 91:6. It says, "Nor for the pestilence that's walking in the dark, nor for the destruction that wastes at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shall they behold and see the reward of the wicked." Okay? Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, the habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. Okay? So when the pestilence and plague come upon the earth, man, hey, men of the Lord don't have to worry. Okay? Because like it says in verse 11, "For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways." Okay? "They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone." Okay? And that's what we getting prepared for, man. Okay? Because these plagues and pestilence are going to show back up, man. You know? And when they do, it's going to be at an alarming rate and uncontrollable. Okay? And it's the Most High's will. Alright, so with that, I want to say all praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, and double honor to the elder apostles of Great Millstone.